Okay, I know what the thumbnail and title just said, but I swear I'm not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that, I just needed you to click on the video since it's really difficult to make thumbnails and I have to fight other people to get you to click on the video because that's how YouTube and just attention spans work in general, and I hope you're still watching or not off-put by me starting the video with yelling since I don't do that. It's not like a Mr. Beast kind of video. This isn't like a normal thing. This bit's going on for way too long.
I've heard that there's a new SpongeBob episode based on the legendary novel by Herman Melville, which I'm not gonna say for the next 60 seconds so that I can ensure this video gets monetized. If it does get hit, enjoy the ad-free experience, I guess. I haven't watched modern day SpongeBob. It's not that I dislike it or anything, I just haven't had the time or really the want to keep up with it. I know, a bit funny coming from the SpongeBob YouTube guy, but I just have other stuff to do. But hearing about an entire episode in the same vein as Ugg or Dunces and Dragons, I knew I had to check this out. Section 1. Call Me Fishmael. This extended length episode serves as a SpongeBob approach to Melville's classic novel. We get an entire makeover of the show just for this single episode. The plot is simple. Fishmael Tentacles arrives in town searching for a job, ideally one stuck behind a cash register. Upon failing to persuade the crusty barkeep and his one-eyed parrot at the Jelly Squirt Inn, Fishmael is instead recruited by Patbuck, a young whaler, albeit not really voluntarily. They voyage with a group of anchovy whalers and their feared Captain SpongeBob, who sports a leg of iron spatula and grizzled demeanor to hunt down the legendary jellyfish. Hold on, let me check my timer. Alright, cool, it's been past a minute. Dopey Dick, a rare albino creature capable of producing up to 300 tons of legendary jelly that is sought after by many. Our crew sets out to find him, and actually stumbles upon him relatively quickly. Fishmael is fired as a harpoon at the wicked beast and sticks the landing via his suction cups. Having their ship overtaken by the pale invertebrate, Fishmael utilizes his recorder to calm Dopey Dick down. They capture the wicked beast, and as per SpongeBob's orders, release it back into the wild, earning its respect. Following this, the barkeep from before swoops in and steals Dopey Dick and the anchovy crew from SpongeBob. Left with a tiny raft of pineapple, they chase the bilge rats until nightfall, where they board the ship, making sure to avoid waking up the barbaric whalers. They free the creature and wreak havoc upon the crew. Fishmael claims he's the sole survivor, to which he is laughed out of the Jelly Squirt Inn by everybody else. It's a fun little story, and I like the way they transform Moby Dick into SpongeBob. With the plot synopsis done,
oh my Neptune, it's so good!
This is a fantastic episode. I love the concept, the execution, and the characterization. This is a fun venture that I wholeheartedly recommend. The rest of this video is just going to be me harping and yapping on how much I enjoyed this episode. First off, the visuals. I mean, do you see this? Ideally there's video playing right now, but look at the backgrounds, the details, the color balance, and especially the desaturated look. I love the gray and overcast sky. It's a rare sight in Bikini Bottom, or whatever town this is specifically. It's decrepit at times. Lobster traps scatter the shores as other ships coast the seas. Anchovies smoke pipes, wearing dark and heavy fishing gear like boots and those really cool hats that I don't know the name of. Other anchovies wear period-appropriate clothing, with puffed collars or ragged shirts that probably haven't been washed in a while. Even their currency is denoted with a more regal and elegant face instead of the scallop design that we're used to.
Harpoon!
Krabs.
You're fired!
Background fireplaces show off oil paintings of seahorses, jellyfish, and one notable wig-struck fool we'll come back to. Even with the anchovy crew, we still see various jackets, ragged ties, and hats alongside tattoos. There's even a custom time card. We get a map in a beautiful classic style that seems to actually be centered around Cuba. Later on at night, we see the lovely skyline with stars, and it just feels so fresh. I love how different each of our crew members are. Fishmael is a new recruit and of course doesn't have the usual sailor gear on. Patbuck is what you'd expect, and SpongeBob's tie-on beard and top hat fit him well. Even Capn A Krabs gets cool visuals. One of his eye stalks is a different color and also is a little bit broken on the top. Next on the maritime block, I love the audio design. Everyone's dialogue is interspersed with fun 1800s wordplay, and as per usual, the cast never fails to disappoint when voice acting. Also, can I get a Dopey Dick counter? 1, 2,
Dopey Dick.
3,
To hunt down the great white jellyfish, Dopey Dick.
4,
Was Dopey Dick?
5,
Dopey Dick.
6,
Dopey Dick.
7,
Dopey Dick.
8,
Ow!
Oh, please slow down, Dopey Dick!
9,
Dopey Dick cannot resist the music.
10,
I'm afraid we're just gonna keep Dopey Dick.
11,
Dopey Dick is our friend.
12,
We gotta save Dopey Dick from them pilfering pirates.
13,
Dopey Dick's song.
14.
And that's how I became the sole survivor of the hunt for Dopey Dick.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Something tells me they don't say the words Dopey Dick 30 times in the episode, but I'm gonna keep counting for it anyways. Oh man, you know the creators love this name. Sound effects feel impactful. I love how they joke about SpongeBob's spatula leg, and whenever he walks, you can tell which step is a shoe and which one is a kitchen utensil. And the music, oh my Neptune, the music is so good. They use a mix of the usual SpongeBob tracks like Grass Skirt Chase, but also bring in more orchestral and time period specific type tracks. It just sounds so nice. Section 2. White Whale, Holy Grail. I don't have a category for this last part, it's mainly just really fun stuff. I love the references. SpongeBob releasing jellyfish like he's done before, his boat being a sawed-in-half pineapple, the sign for Bikini Bottom also showing up in a life preserver, and of course, the anchovies. Krabs exploiting jellyfish for their jelly in order to make a profit, the nematode cannonball that eats up SpongeBob's house and ship as it did in Home Sweet Pineapple, and Fishmael's recorder that mirrors Squidward's clarinet. The anchovies are a very fun addition, and I adore the way that they act like the jelly spotters from I'm Your Biggest Fanatic.
Will you cut that out?
They also literally jump ship halfway through. One really notable aspect is the background story. You might have noticed Kevin earlier, or at least an ancestor that follows in his arrogant little footsteps. In the Jelly Squirt Inn, we spot multiple paintings, such as a very regal and ostentatious Kevin, him in a diving suit, and more interestingly, a portrait of him and a younger Capn A Krabs celebrating their victory over an Idaria Rex, otherwise known as
King Jellyfish.
Kevin is also at the inn in person, and is presumably plastered. Ian Vasquez, who worked as supervisor for the episode, added the backstory that Kevin worked with Krabs to catch the royal jelly, but ended up taking the credit for himself. Krabs, through his frugal nature, outmaneuvered Kevin, which probably explains Kevin's poor look. Look at this storyboard. Krabs has a beard, isn't missing bits on his eye. Planky, his parrot that I forgot to name earlier, is also barely visible, and you get to see Kevin really showing off his arrogant little character. I just love this episode. It feels so fresh and rich. Every aspect is so cool. Everybody involved here did a very, very, very fantastic job. Oh, and did I mention Dopey Dick's sister episode takes a similar idea of adapting classic literature?
It's ready! It's ready! It's ready!
Edible cold, edible cold, edible cold!
This is just fun. Easily recommended. I don't do just episode reviews, at least right now since I haven't run out of ideas, but I really just wanted to talk about this one. I've been B-Tan. Thanks for watching.